Hello, my friends. Today's date is December the 28th, and this is a reading for you if this is your birthday or if this is an anniversary or special occasion date, but primarily this is a birthday reading. This is a four-card pull, a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome or synopsis card. So, what is the general energy card of the year but the sword? And what does the sword ask us to reflect upon? Um, well, the sword is about clarity. The sword is about precise decisions that are made, communications that are made, judgments that are made, and the sword is used to clear the way for those decisions to be what is implemented. Now, the sword can be, thought of as a violent thing, but the sword is also the sense of our words, our thoughts, our communications, our pen, and how we put things down, how we say things out loud. So the sword is all about the clarity of mind to make the right decisions. That is a good decision. That is a thought out decision. That is a complete decision that clears the other BS out of the way so that things can happen. Now, the sword again can be used for violence, but the sword is more importantly, in this case, used to say, what is the lightning bolt of clarity that comes to you? And are you ready to act upon some clarity that says, now is the time, and this is the choice, and you have to do this in this time, in this moment, and it is the right moment. And to falter will mean you might be, breaking it up or harming the process or changing the outcome of things. So the sword is really about coming into clear mind and clear understanding of what you wish to enact, what you wish to utilize as your process going forward. And when the mind is clear and the right choice is made, are you willing to hold your sword up high and stretch and push the truth forward? So, what does that mean for you? Your challenge, December 28th, is the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is often about um, you've worked a lot physically. You've worked a lot. You've done a lot of what you've wanted to do. Maybe you've created a home. Maybe you've created a business. Maybe you've worked on yourself and done a lot to perfect your own body understandings and body mechanisms and body timings. But you're recognized as someone who is a good grower, is a profound grower. The Nine of Pentacles is that time often right before a harvest of something when things are growing and you don't really have to do much right now in order for them to be growing, so you can take a break, you can relax on your laurels, you can take a rest to get ready to undertake the harvest. So what is your challenge? Well, I think your challenge is because the sword is here, that you think you can't rest, that you think you have to push hard, that you think you still have things to do to take care of, and that you're not allowed to rest, and that you're not allowed to not keep pushing yourself along. But I think the sword of understanding says you're going to need this rest. You're going to need this time down. You need to make the decision to take care of yourself. And I think this is where we forget about our body in order to make our outside world look the way we want it to look. So, on some level, I think the Nine of Pentacles, the challenge is to remember that your body needs to be taken care of as much as your fields, or as much as your business, or as much as your other enterprises that you have looked at outside of yourself. You have to remember to look inward to yourself and say, I need a rest. Everything is going all right. I can't push the river. I can't make this happen before it's time. The crops are not going to be ready before their time. The shipment is not going to come from overseas before it's time. The essence of what I need to do is not going to be complete before this and this and this happens. I can take a rest. I can take care of myself. I can see the beauty in the sunflowers and see something else besides the work that I do. And you love work. Pentacles love to work, physically work. They love to do. It's easier to do than it is to talk quite often. So what is the sword calling for? Well, I think the sword is calling for you to A, make a decision about yourself, and B, state that decision out loud and make it clear and make it clean and make it understandable to those who might think that you need to be doing something more that you don't, and you can't, and you won't, and it's your time, and it's your right, and it's your decision to make. And that in order for you to step up and hold your boundaries and set your tones, you have to use the sword of discrimination and understand how to say things for a way that people can hear them and understand them, and how to say them to yourself so that you can take them in and utilize them, and how to use that sword of clarity and discrimination that says, oh, well, now's the time. This is what I have to do, and I'm going to do it for myself, for my highest good, for my holiest of good. And in that, do you perform a transformation of yourself? Do you do the butterfly energy? This is the action to take. Allow things to be in their right stages, transformational stages for the butterfly. From the cocoon to the butterfly, pupal, larvae, cocoon, and butterfly. There's 4 distinct stages of being that the butterfly holds. Your process, your thing that you're creating is in stages, and you have to allow the stages to occur, and you can't push them, and you have to let them. You have to go with the flow, and you don't need to push yourself so hard that you grind yourself into the dirt. I think this is all about taking care of yourself and allowing yourself some kind of transformation of ease, some kind of transformation of support. And maybe you didn't get that from family, maybe you didn't get that from friends, maybe you didn't get that from society, maybe you didn't get that from the world at large. But this is about you and your relationship to you, and you have to transform your negativities into positive lightness, into positive lightness of being, and transform your stuckness, because this is about being stuck and not giving yourself, I think, some ease and some grace and some beauty and some retreat into the majesty of what is the sense of your fullest self. So here's the outcome card. This is, again, another bird energy or another butterfly energy, another lifting out of your own mind to see things from a higher place, to recognize your own patterns, to recognize the patterns of humans that get stuck in their cycles, and to allow your own cycles to be there and to be at peace with them, and to honor that sometimes it's a time to work and do hard things, and then it's time to rest and rejuvenate and retreat, and then it's time to sleep, and then it's time to meditate, and then it's time to eat, and then it's time to work. There are levels and shifts of seasons of in the spring we plant, in the summer we grow, in the fall we harvest, and in the winter we rest. That's transformative. If you can allow it, that's transformative. If your mind can take that in and recognize the sanity of that, the clearness of that, the clarity in that, and the beauty in that, and trust that you can't push the river. You can't make things happen before their time. And the more you try, the more almost damage you do to yourself, but you'll learn along the way. Because this is not something you're going to have to rest at some point. Or the grave will let you rest. So I think that's kind of a clarity that needs to come to mind. Don't give your power to be in this world over to your own mind that wants you to push hard and struggle and just keep at it and never give yourself some honesty, some time, some love, some compassion, some retreat, some ability to listen to your inward voices and to work inwardly. You can still rest and work inwardly. Looking at yourself and healing some old paradigms is work. And it's work that can be very beneficial for you if you allow it. But, you're a worker. And I know you want to work, but you have to work it on your mind and teach it to think in a different way that really supports you. Ahom Takviasa.